Marcus Langston stepped out of his black SUV, adjusting the cuffs of his designer suit as his PR manager whispered final talking points in his ear. The air outside the city-run shelter was thick with summer heat and the distant sounds of traffic, but inside, it was quiet or too quiet. Cameras followed Marcus discreetly as he made his rounds, shaking hands, handing out envelopes of donations, smiling as if it came naturally. This was just another photo op to soften his hard-edged billionaire image. But everything shifted the moment he spotted her. A small girl with matted braids, bare feet, and hollow eyes that didn't match her age. She sat alone in a corner, cradling a worn-out teddy bear, her knees pulled to her chest. Curious, Marcus broke from his handlers and crouched in front of her. "What's your name?" he asked gently. "Lena," she said without looking up. He smiled, pulling a crisp check from his coat pocket. "How about $1,000? Lena, you can buy toys, candy, whatever you want." She stared at him, her lips pressed together. Then, with a quiet voice full of something deeper than sorrow, she said, "I don't want money. I want my mum." The room seemed to pause. His PR team stopped mid-sentence. The cameraman lowered his lens, and Marcus felt a knot twist in his stomach. "They said she's gone. Some people think she's in jail. Some think she's dead. But I just want her to come back." Her words hit him harder than any business failure or public scandal ever had. For the first time in years, Marcus had no prepared response, no polished empathy. He glanced at the check in his hand. It felt useless, pathetic. This wasn't a problem money could fix. Without another word, he folded the check away and simply sat beside her, unsure of what to say, only knowing that for once, he was exactly where he needed to be, unfiltered, unscripted, and deeply human. Marcus returned to his penthouse that evening, but the luxury around him felt colder than ever. Lena's words echoed in his mind drawer, simple and devastating. "I want my mum." He sat in silence, staring out at the city skyline, haunted by the reality that a child's pain could silence a man who had conquered industries. The next morning, without alerting his team, Marcus returned to the shelter. No cameras, no handlers, just him. He asked about Lena, learned she'd been in and out of foster care since her mother's sudden disappearance 6 months ago. No one knew if the woman was alive or incarcerated, just another name buried in a broken system. Something shifted in Marcus then. He hired a private investigator, not to save face or for a tax write-off, but because he genuinely wanted answers. Days turned into weeks. Every night, he'd stop by the shelter, bringing Lena books, drawing pads, and snacks she liked. Slowly, she began to trust him. She smiled more, laughed a little. Then, one afternoon, the pie called Lena's mother had been found, alive but struggling, battling addiction, and living in a women's halfway house hours away. Marcus visited her alone. She was gaunt, eyes tired, but when he mentioned Lena's name, a spark of life returned to her. She broke down, sobbing, saying she never meant to leave her child, that she didn't know how to come back from the darkness. Marcus didn't offer her money. He offered her help, therapy, housing, support. 2 months later, Lena stood at the shelter gates, holding Marcus's hand, as her mother stepped out of a clean car, healthier and stronger. Tears fell as they embraced tightly, neither willing to let go. Marcus turned away to give them privacy, wiping his own eyes. For once his wealth had been used not to shine, but to lift. Lena looked up at him later and whispered, "Thank you." He smiled softly. "I didn't give you what you wanted, Lena. I just helped you find it." And in doing so, he found something too